everybody. Welcome to What You Doing Wednesday. What You Doing Wednesday? Hey, Joe. Hello, hello, hello. Well, this Wednesday we're going to be making a wreath. I've got all my little squares cut out. Well, I got a bunch of squares cut out. If I don't have enough, then I'll have to cut out some more. I've got this two colors together. One's a greenish, one, I don't know, teal, and a green teal. Just kind of go together. Hey, Joe. Yeah, but we're going to be making a wreath in a minute. I'll show you what it looks like. You just take one of these, call them straw wreaths. Do not take the paper off of it. Do not take the plastic off. I don't know how good the straw wreath is. I do not take the plastic off. It helps hold on your pieces. You're going to cut your little squares. These are done with pinking shears. I'm just going to cut them out with pink. These are 3x3. I don't know if it looks too small or not. I started an example. So, and they're not quite 3x3s because, I don't have a cutting board. I do have a cutting board somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. And it had all the lines and numbers on it, but I just cut. They do not have to be perfect. They got the blue, but your squares don't have to be perfect. And on this one here, this color here, this is the right side. It's not wanting to show it. It's wanting to be blurry. And this is the wrong side. See, one side's got a texture to it, one side doesn't. So, if you want it solid, it really doesn't matter which way you put it. I want the texture side to show. And so you can see the little bit of texture on it. So, welcome. Oh, Terry may be here. Hey, Terry, if you're lurking in the background, I got someone lurking. But this is only a 10-inch wreath. I would like to have had the 12-inch, but my store had a 10 and an 18. 18 was really bigger than I really wanted. So I took the 10. I'm going to hang it on my front door. I made, this is not finished, but I made I may use this to put on it at the bottom, but I got to cut the the bottom off a little bit, catacordered and all. But I may use this on it. It will go like you save a little spot and you hook that in. But I don't know where my hot glue gun is. I think I can take and what you can use this, or if you've got a punch thing, a crafting tool. But I can take this, I think, and put it like this and punch it in without having a hot glue. Because you don't need any hot glue for this. Unless you put it where your dog can get it. And then they might sit here and take all the things out with their paws. They think it's a toy. No, this is what it's going to be like. So, I'm going to tilt the camera down so y'all can see, so you won't see my face, but hey, I could duck. I'm already short, so anyway. And on this blue here, there usually is a wrong and right side to your material, but on the blue one here, I don't really notice a big difference. So there is a little bit of a difference. So if you get these backwards, I don't think it's really going to matter. You really can't tell, but there is a little bit of a right and wrong side. So, but I just thought we'd come on and talk, and I could open the room up to people if I need to, if y'all want to come chat. And I mean, you could put three of the light colors together, or three of the dark colors together. It's however you want your wreath. No rhyme or reason. You just kind of, and some of these are not quite square, but unless you've got someone that's really got a keen eye, like here it's not really scalloped that well, so I'm going to scallop it a little more. Uh, you're not going to notice it when you get it all stuck in there. So, but no, you just kind of fold it over in the middle and stick your, I'm using a screwdriver. It could be a straight screwdriver. This is just, and you go right up against the next one as close as you want. If it's too far apart, just go back in and fill in. Just push it in, twist it out. That's all you do. Push it in and twist it out. Now, you could do 4x4 squares. These are 3x3 because this is a smaller wreath. But when I've got one made that's my Christmas wreath. But my friend who put the stuff up, I didn't want to go find my ladder to climb up there to get it down because I'm so short. So I said, well, we're going to do 3x3s today. And you just poke them in, and, And so you have an old, this is made out of cotton material. So say you have an old cotton shirt that was your husband's and you wanted to make something out of it, make a wreath, Or you got a holy shirt and you say, oh, that's my rag pile now. Save it and use it for a wreath if you want. I just thought about I could do something with my husband's stuff, and I might do that. But like right now, I've got two side by side, but it's not going to really matter. So I can go back in right here and I can fill in, but it's not going to really matter. Unless you want a certain pattern, you can probably look up how to do a, say, not checkerboard, but a different pattern. But I just push it in. Just push it in and twist it out. You put it in far enough that it stays in. So, but I'm noticing on this blue, trying to figure out what side is what side, but it's so close that when you get the wreath done, I don't think it's gonna matter. You see what I'm getting? And I don't know how many yards I've got. Let's see, one piece was marked down. This is 3/4 of a yard, and the colored light blue was 3/4 of a yard, and the other's a half a yard. It was 40% off at Hobby Lobby the other day, and so if you find some that are not quite square, go back and square them up. It doesn't have to be perfect, but a 3x3 or 4x4. I'm thinking 4x4 is what I had on my one in the closet, but it was a 12-inch wreath. But that's all there is to it. You just keep going. And if you don't want to put a bow on the bottom of it, get you a bunch of ribbon and tie it together into a bow. That's what I've got ribbon somewhere. I've got a piece over here, but it's the wrong color blue that I picked up today out of one of my boxes. But it's a navy blue, and where is it? I'll show you my navy. I'll show you. This is just regular old ribbon, but I don't think the colors go great together. They're too off. It might be okay, but I think I'm going to use the homemade out of the material. But you can put to the bottom anything you want. Like you're making it for Christmas. I had one time. I made it for somebody, and every so often in between, I would stick a bell or a little bitty ornament ball. You have to hot glue that in, but these you don't have to hot glue in. You just keep going with it. And if you buy a pattern, and you don't like the pattern, use the opposite side of the material. Who's going to notice that you've done the wrong side? But on this blue, there is a little bit of difference in it, but not enough to me to sit here and figure out which one's the right side and which one's the wrong side. Yeah. So, and if you get it done and some of them are a little bit too tall, just push it down in a little further to make them all look about even. That's what I would do. And if you're like me and didn't cut it quite right, I don't care. You know? But it's trial and error. I don't even know where I got this wreath idea from. I did it years and years ago. I got one that's out of Halloween material and one that's out of Christmas colors, green and red. Christmas color one. But I can't, I was going to get it down. I couldn't reach it. And I said, I had to stay up there. They get the idea of what I'm doing. It's real simple, real easy. But if you want to come up, I'll send you the link. Anybody wants to come up that lets me. I'm not putting the link out in the room. I did that one weekend. Nice gentleman that came through. He was from, I forget what country. Joe was here when he showed up. What country was he from? The Dutch? The Dutch kind of country? I don't remember what he said. Denmark. I think he was from Denmark. But he was a nice gentleman, but I just don't know about, doing it again. But he came up, he said, I'm just supporting you. So he was nice. He was a nice guy, but you just got to be careful. I know for a while there were a lot of people were having problems with nude people showing up. You just got to be careful who you let up. I think this is going to go good it's going to go on the outside of my front door, so it's going to go on the outside of the front door, so, and you fill it all the way in. You don't go around to the back side. You leave the back side open, but you fill it in enough that you don't see the wreath part. As far as I know, I don't remember filling in the back side. I just filled in the front, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. And then, hi, Lisa D, long time no see. But now to hang it on your wall, you can, I just stick it on, this is that grass, hay, straw looking stuff. I just take it and I push it onto the nail that's on my wall. Oh, I got a friend backstage. Michael Ann's here. Well, add.
Hello.
It wouldn't let you add. But
that's cute. I like the colors.
Yeah, I thought the colors went okay together. And I'm not the best cutter outer, so they're not all 3x3. There are some just little hair over and some little hair under, but you're not going to notice it when you get it all put on there.
No, not at all.
And the bow I made is not the best bow. I don't know if I'll keep this bow or go get something else, because that's the colors, the material. But this is the ribbon I found today, but I don't think that navy blue goes quite good with those colors.
Not quite.
No. So I'll just put them aside, and you don't have to put a bow at the bottom, and then you can go back and say you want to add some flowers, just like you glue some flowers in.
I'd say either the bow that you made or something that really pops against it, like something that brings out the flowers that people added thereof.
Yeah, and I've got ribbon somewhere, but when when you have a junky house from workers not doing what they're supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
you can't find anything. But you can use a little thinner ribbon than this and just make your little bow out of ribbon and bottom or put nothing. I just wanted something new to go on my door. I'd rather have the 12-inch, but a 10-inch will work. And you just go far enough back that you don't see the backside.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't take the paper off, but I see under here there is tied up, but I don't take the paper off. I let the paper stay on there to help stabilize it a little more, I guess, or lazy. I don't take the paper off.
I need to do something for my front door.
Yeah?
Well, I have my Valentine's one still out there. It's a metal heart, and it's got 3 gnomes across the front of it with kind of pink and red on them. But
Yeah. But I'm using a screwdriver. Let me get, where did it go? I had something else here I was going to use with it, but I misplaced it. You could probably use an ink pen. Well, I had my crochet needle, but the crochet needle was getting not really working that well. When it was just sitting right here, so it must have rolled off on the floor and I don't see it. Oh well. But it was sitting right there 5 minutes ago. You just need something long and pointy. They do make those, I don't know what you call them in the craft store. They do make a little stick-like looking thing for poking with. But I don't know what they're called. I saw them years ago. What
I
are they
see you
called?
watching me, Callie. You know I have food, so you're sitting there watching.
Oh, okay.
You got meat.
Ah.
You gonna give me a bite? Yeah. You get the last bite of each slice.
Yeah, but on this blue, like I was saying, there's a wrong and right side, but it's
Mm-hmm.
so close that I can't tell which one is which. So if I pick up the wrong side, it's not really going to matter.
Just add some variation to the.
Yeah. Now, my grandmother would know what's wrong and right, and she would say, "You're doing it wrong."
It's not wrong. It's just different.
Yeah. And I've got some that I hadn't even cut out yet. You know, I've got to finish cutting them out. I just did enough to get me started tonight. I was going to cut them out online. And I said, let me cut one row just to see. I said, no, I better not. It's not really complicated. It's just we would have been here more than an hour.
This is fiddly little work.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then some of this did not quite. So I'm just going back and making sure it pinks a little. These are pinking shears. Don't know. That's pinking shears, folks.
Yep.
You don't know what they are. That's what they are. You can buy them in the kids section and the kids pinking shears that come in different scallops, different edges, and everything. But I think these were my mother's. Oh yeah, here it is. All right, here's the crochet hook. The difference in the crochet hook is this has got a little loop on it, and it don't want to come out as easy when I.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it don't want to punch as good. It's that it would do it, but it pulled it out. So it pulled it out. So
yeah, it's not good.
No. But if you're one of those picky people that has had the squares, it's all right. Tough. You know, I'm not picky.
Me neither.
So, I mean, I do have a cutting board somewhere that has some measurements on it. I could have set material on that, and I did. I used to have one of those ink pens that when you made it, it faded away or it washed away. But you don't see it on here. But I marked with a pen to cut these out. but you can't see it. And if someone comes in and notices the ink pen mark, oh well.
If they want to look that close, let them.
Yeah. But I'm hoping I got enough squares cut out. I may not have enough squares cut out. And if I find out I don't have enough of I've got that much more to cut out of it. And then I've got this many cut. So I'm hoping I've got enough of both of them cut to finish it. If not, I'll cut them out later and finish it. But this is just something to do. Something different on what you're doing Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be right back. I forgot to cut my water off over here. I forgot.
I haven't been feeling crafty lately.
Okay. No, my dishwasher messed up again, and it went off. It went off about 20 minutes ago. So, and I forgot to turn the water of my sink off. But no, it didn't pop open the drawer part for the dishwashing stuff to come out.
Oh no.
And so this time I just rewashed them with the drawer open and the stuff. So we're gonna see if it washed it. If it didn't wash it, I am either the guy that's coming back to finish my house. I will ask him to see if it's not hooked up right, because all I got to, it snaps on there, but I got to see if it may be operator malfunction. I don't know.
1 second, I gotta grab a tissue.
Okay. So I'm not sure exactly why it won't wash them, pull them out. Yeah. So I don't know why it didn't pull out this. I thought it might be the washing tablets I got, so I took the washing tablet, took a knife, and opened up the plastic, poured it out yesterday, washed them yesterday, opened it up last night, and the drawer was popped open. Not popped open. Yeah, not popped open, and the stuff didn't even get wet. I said, darn it, what's going on? Why is it doing that? So
I remember having that problem too. I'm just trying to. I know sometimes the powder stuff would get in amongst the spring, and I don't know how I scrubbed that out of there, but
well, it's got 5 cycles. A heavy cycle is what I call it for pots and pans. Then the next cycle. The next cycle down is what I was using. And so this time I said, well, let me set it on the pots and pans cycle. So I haven't opened it to see what happened yet. We'll find out. We'll find out later, because I'm not going to go open it right now. Yeah, so it's getting pretty.
yeah.
It's something different. I haven't done this in years. I think Joy was still living at home when I made she might have been out of school. I don't know, when I made the Christmas one.
I remember making one with, I guess, straw wreath like that, but I had taken the plastic off, and I just had wrapped some ribbon around the wreath and made a big bow and put some, I don't know, one of the picks with, I don't know, what had like pine needles or pine cones or something on it. And then I had another one. I had sewed 3 tubes of Christmas type fabric and stuffed them, and then I braided them together and then bent them around into a wreath. I don't know what happened to that one. I know the straw one was falling apart, but I don't know what happened to the stuffed one.
Right.
I know it wasn't in the house when I moved out, because we made sure we got everything out of there, even went up in the attic and found a few things, but I don't know whatever happened to them. I have a couple for Christmas. I have 2 smaller, probably like the 10-inch or smaller. They're a wreath of bells.
Right. And you can use the table. It's not a tablecloth. This piece of material that I got here. It's little bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it out to use it for something else. And then when I pulled it out earlier today to lay here to protect the counter I'm on, it's cut out in a dress shape. It's got a neckline. I said, well, my mom it's from my mother. And I said, well, what was she making? It looks like it was something she might have been making for Joy. Or if I find the other piece out there, I don't sew, but I might could sew it together. I don't know if it fit me or not, but it's cut out in a dress shape. Scoop neck, underarms cut out.
Make
So
an apron.
I'm glad I didn't cut it, huh?
Turn the edges under and make an apron and tie some
Yeah,
ribbon.
I could. But I went out to get a piece of material and I put it all back because I've got to go through it. It's the bags that are in are rotting away because my cousin was supposed to make me quilts with it because that's what was started. But I need to go through it all and see if it's still any good. Yeah. So I was going to that's why I went and bought fresh material because I didn't want to use something and then find out later it went with a quilt and there's not enough to finish the quilt. So, yeah, it's coming right along.
Yeah.
It really don't take all that long it's the hardest part is cutting out the squares to me. And then that's not really hard, but it's time consuming.
Time consuming.
Yeah. And if you find it like you're going through here and say you got too many of one color, just pull it apart a little bit and stick another one down in there. Anyway, did you cook tonight?
Nope.
No, me neither. Not yet.
I made some gluten-free waffles earlier. I had those. I've had the spinach salad. And then I just had a few slices of cheese and I had a few slices of summer sausage left. So that's what Kelly and I were sharing.
Right.
It was on sale at the one store I went to last Friday.
There. The holiday season and the Super Bowl's over, so you don't need all that summer sausage and doesn't put it on sale.
Yeah, it was $1. I got that in a package of like a sliced turkey breast, and they were like $1.40 something or $1.60 something.
Right.
Granted, I don't have any gluten-free bread to make sandwiches out of, so it's like, yeah, just roll them up and eat them that way.
Yeah. I like summer sausage sometimes. Sometimes it don't like me. I don't know if it's the processed part of it or just the spice in it or what. Mm.
This wasn't very spicy at all.
No.
Only 2 carbs for every 3 slices, so I maybe had 4 or 5 slices, so not too many carbs. Pork,
Right.
sugar, spices, sodium, garlic, smoke flavor. May contain milk, eggs, soy, or wheat. But it's not in the list of ingredients, it's just a may contain. And it was made in Canada.
So maybe have it. It's okay for some people, and if you're really allergic, then you'd want to stay away. But yeah, but I thought colors were turning out good together. At first, I wasn't sure.
No, looks good.
But last week, Hobby Lobby had all their material 40% off. I thought that's not a bad deal.
No,
But it is a bad deal if you pick up a boat and you really like it and it said $9.99 a yard. I said, no, let's keep looking. So I found the $5.99 a yard stuff. And this one was originally this piece that they marked down. When they get down to a certain amount, they can't sell it and they have to remnant it. And it was it was regular $5.24 and I got it for $2.14. So this the light blue. This one I got for $2.14, and the other one I think I paid like $2.14. You know, less than $3. So
I have actually there's a box over there that's got material in it, but I think most of it's leftover stuff from making costuming for LARP.
yeah,
I did find a piece of fleece material from when I did the tie blankets. One of the ones I did for one I call my adopted son.
yeah. Well, you can make that. This is cotton. Both of these are cotton, but you can make it out of just about any material. But you want to make sure the material. Oh, that's cool. You just want to make the material stand up a little bit, not something floppy.
Black and white with skulls.
Wow.
And I did one that had yellow and red and orange skulls in it.
Uh-huh.
That one had a red backing, and the other one had a yellow backing. But I've done about over a dozen of those blankets. I don't feel like making any right now.
Right.
And one Christmas I did 10 or 11 of them. I did a few before that, and I've done a few since then. I have one on my bed that's got a dark teal backing, and then it's black with red and teal butterflies.
Cool.
I was going to give it to a friend, and then I decided I like it.
I've done that before. Made something and said, no, they'll get the next one. But the next one never got there.
And I kept that one, and I went back out, and she was always a big deal on Canada Day. She loved everything for Canada Day, so I made her one that had red and white maple leaves all over it, and then I think the back was red. Yeah. I don't know what happened to that one. She passed away, I guess, almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Hopefully one of her kids has it.
Maybe. But I'm hoping I have enough material. If not, I know where to go back and get some more both of these. I had a bunch of it. Or I can go get a third color. If I can't find either one of these colors left, get a third color and go back in and pull some of these out and put a third color in. So, as many colors as you want. Because it takes more than I thought, looks like. The lady at the store said this will probably need about a yard, and I have a 3/4 and a half, so that's over a yard. It's just, do I have enough of them cut out to finish it today, or do I have to do some more another day? And the smaller the wreath, the lighter it's going to be anyway. But I don't know why Hobby Lobby said they don't carry. The lady that was there, she really didn't know, so she asked somebody else that looked like to be in her 50s, 60s, and she said, oh, we haven't carried 12-inch wreaths in probably 5 years. I said, why? But I guess it's they weren't selling that well. The tiny ones or the big ones were. That's all I can figure. Now you can do a pattern if you want, where you make it. I've seen them where it's all like this. It goes around in a circle, one color, and then you do the next color. But I just pick up one and put another one and put it, kind of alternate. Sometimes it's not really alternated. If you look at it close, like here, there's a couple of them together that are alike. I can go back in and fill it in with it if I wanted. I'll know next time if I run out of material that you're going to need more than a yard. So, anyway. Hey, Terry.
Oops. I forgot to pop up the comments.
You can, oh, yeah, you can probably use silk flowers. I did one for my daughter's school, and I wanted to take it home. And the lady at the lunchroom, there was a contest, and I remember it was a big old sunflowers, and I put them on one of these wreaths. And Joy won the contest and got her $20. But the lady said, "Oh, you didn't know we get to keep them." I wanted to bring it home. It was so cute, but they kept it, and it stayed in that lunchroom for even after Joy left. Hello, Miss Terry. So if you got kids in school or grandkids and you're making something for them for a contest and you want it back, you might not get it back. That was years ago, though.
To find out first. It's like, is this a donation you're expecting, or it's just a contest? I can get it returned.
Yeah, this was a contest kind of to decorate the lunchroom. And Joy wanted me to do it, so I did it. So it's coming out kind of neat. I think it, and you can see where when you hang it on a wall, if I need to go a little more further back with it, not much more, but from this side you can't really tell that there's something back here. I think I'll get it down far enough up here, but you can go as far in as you want, just as long as you don't want to see the back of it or the front, the grass straw. I guess it's called straw. I don't know. So, yep, I'm fixing a turkey burger tonight. They had turkey meat on sale the other day, and I'm going to fix that later. I had what did I have this morning? I had a croissant for breakfast.
Well, yesterday I was going to make myself a taco bowl.
Yeah.
I had my little container of ground beef and thawed out and that, and I had a little container. Well, last week I got myself some the rippled chips, not the ruffles, but the rippled chips. And I thought I want some chip dip, and I had onion soup mix, and I had a big thing of sour cream. So I took some sour cream out and put it in a little container because I knew I wanted to have a taco bowl in the near future. And I put the onion soup mix in with the stuff to make a dip. Well, the other night, my son's girlfriend made some kind of dessert that was on Valentine's Day. Some kind of tart, I don't know. And had whipping cream, so he mixed up some whipped cream and he put it in the 2-cup size of the deli containers, and I used the 1-cup size for my sour cream. Well, she mistook the sour cream to be whipped cream yesterday and put it on her dessert she made. Didn't taste so good, but I didn't have any sour cream left last night. So but I had some pasta sauce left from the weekend when I made the tortellini. I had the leftover pasta sauce, so I cooked out the meat, threw the pasta sauce in, boiled some gluten-free pasta, and threw it all together, and that was my dinner last night.
Oh, so you ended up cooking the pasta after all?
Yep, I did. When I was looking at today, I was like, I do have that frozen chili in there I could take out. Yeah, not tonight.
Yeah. I'm going to run out of this blue in a minute. I'll have to cut some more. But
I didn't feel like cooking tonight.
Well, tonight I'm getting that turkey burger because that's what I bought the meat marked down. I said I'm going to cook a turkey burger. because I didn't get anything else out of the freezer, and I noticed, oh, I didn't put that in the freezer, so I got to use it. Might as well use it up.
I forget what day my son bought a big box of chicken strips for, I think he said $11.
Yeah.
They got 3 meals out of it. That's what they had last night. Was the end of the chicken strips.
Okay. I think I'm getting it pretty covered.
Yeah.
When I look at it myself, yeah, it's pretty covered. So, yeah, I'm gonna have enough of the blue, but the light blue, but I'm gonna have to cut out some more of the solid blue color.
I used ground turkey for a long time, Terry, but I found ground beef or any beef was bothering my stomach, but now the beef's not bothering me. So we use ground turkey once in a while. I'm not a fan of ground chicken.
I've done the ground chicken by accident when I thought I was getting turkey one time, and it was okay, but it wasn't all that moist.
I find it's the different texture. I find the turkey will cook up close to the texture of ground beef, but the ground chicken always seems to be like, I don't know, a finer grind or something. I don't know. I love chicken. This ground chicken I'm not a fan of. And ground pork, I only I throw it in with ground beef sometimes for chili or spaghetti sauce.
Well, they had last week on sale, and I didn't buy it. It was called the meatloaf pack, but it was ground beef, ground pork, and ground veal. And I don't know, I don't like veal or lamb kind of thing, but mixed in like that, I bet I wouldn't have tasted it. I don't know.
I think I've had ground veal mixed in, but we don't have that kind of selection over here. You get ground turkey, ground chicken, ground beef, ground pork.
Well, we also have some of our stores around here have goat, because we have a good bit of Mexican population, and they use a lot of goat. But I bought goat to cook for my dog that passed away years ago. We bought goat to cook from him, because I would go to the guy. I used to demo in the grocery store, and he knew me, and I was telling him what I needed, and he said, well, it goes fast when I get it, because I don't get him about 6 or 8 packages. And so he saved me a pack, and the dog liked it, but it wasn't enough for her to keep buying it.
I don't think I've ever had goat.
Yeah, it was him, not her. It was my little man. He's the only dog I called my little man. I said, you're the son I never had. And he goes, yes. He said over 50 words, and he would tell me yes. So.
Yeah, I don't think I've had goat. I've had lamb.
Yeah, I used to buy lamb. I would cook lamb for him. He liked lamb. I'd say, what do you want, lamb or chicken? I don't know if he couldn't say chicken or just say he liked lamb. And this is one that didn't get pinked that well, so it don't have to be pink in shears, but if you just cut it with regular scissors, it will ravel too easily. Yeah. This will not ravel that easily.
I don't know if I still have both sets of pinking shears or just the newer pair.
I don't know.
No, they're on my sewing table there.
Right.
I have the top. It's got 3 or 4 drawers. Top drawer isn't very deep, and I keep all the little notions and bits and bobs up there. And then the next drawer has a thing that sits in it, and you can lay the small spools of thread in it. And then there's 4 drawers, because the next drawer down has a little tray that slides in there, and I sit the scissors in the tray. And then underneath that's my elastic and ribbon and all that And then the bottom drawer, I think it has a bunch of patterns in there. Used to be chucked full, but I got rid of a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And then it's got a cabinet beside it that has the bottom shelf with the sewing machine is sitting on that. And then I got all kinds of scraps of material that a bunch of t-shirts and stuff because I thought, oh, I'll make like a quilt out of t-shirts. Yeah, I've never got to that. And I think there's some denim in there too. That was, oh yeah, I'll make a quilt with denim. Yeah.
But I thought about, I wanted someone to come in and take my husband's clothes and make me a quilt. But I thought, why don't I go through his clothes again and get out the ones that were the button up and just cut out some squares and make a wreath with his clothes. It'd be all colors or your cotton shirts or what about polyester.
Oh, year ago,
Whatever shirts are made out of.
Year ago, the end of November, my friend's dad passed away, and we helped her clean out the apartment, and then she couldn't come up at the end. She just had me going with the super and a couple other friends and take out whatever we wanted, and whatever's left was going to an estate sale thing.
Right.
Well, my one friend and I went in, and in the storage room, her dad had one of the clothing rack things in there, and it was full of all kinds of short sleeve shirts, like Hawaiian shirts and prints like that. I think I got about half a dozen or so of them. My friend took the rest of them because he sews, and he made her a quilt. Gave it to her for her birthday in August. It was beautiful. A great big quilt was made of her dad's shirts. I've been thinking because I've seen patterns where they've had bears or bunnies made from old shirts, and I think I'd like to do that. I'm thinking a rabbit one if I can find the pattern, because she had a rabbit too that passed away the past year, or just a little over a year. So I thought I'd make it out of her dad's shirts and make it a bunny for a memory of her bunny.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, because I've seen them, make bears or rabbits or animals out of the shirts for the kids. Yeah.
It's not I have a fur bear downstairs many years ago, many years ago. My mom had a little mink stole, just the little thing that went around your shoulders. And I think my great aunt had one too. And my mom gave them to my aunt, and she made bears out of them. And I have a little bear.
My mother-in-law had one of the that you put around your shoulder, but it had the head on it. Was that a minx or was that a little fox or whatever it was?
Could be either. It was similar to this, only it's a little bit bigger and it's dark. But it's jointed just like this guy is. I don't know where this guy come from.
Well, my sister-in-law took it thinking it was going to be great. I found out later that it fell apart on her.
They do if they're not kept well or kept properly.
No, this wasn't kept properly. She thought she was getting something that she could make some money off of. You could if you keep it properly. Yeah. So
No.
I've only got 3 more left, and I'll be out of this, so I'll have to cut some more. And I've got a stack left of these. Oh. Anyway, I'll do till I get run out of these last 3 and maybe cut some more while we're talking. Or maybe not. Now, I have seen them where they take and they fill in half of it, and then they put the bottom, they wrap it in ribbon. But I don't want that kind of thing. I want it all filled in. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that this little bit is enough for, let me see, how many more can I get out of this? 2 more sides. So I'm hoping this is enough to finish it. It may not be. Like I said, I've got I've got a lot of this. I got more of this left. So if I have to, I'll go buy some more of this blue when I go out. I'm going to get my hair cut tomorrow. I was supposed to go today, but when I walked outside this morning, I couldn't see. It was so foggy. And I called the lady and I said, can we do it another day this week? So we're doing it tomorrow at 12:30. Gonna be colder tomorrow, but it's not gonna be raining.
And my son's getting his cut tomorrow.
Right?
I gotta make an appointment for beginning of March.
Yeah.
This is driving me crazy because it pokes out, and I need to
And
get it colored again. So
yeah.
I don't do that. And I was going to get it cut before we went on the cruise, and it didn't happen. So it's been 5 months.
I used to be a twice a year, or I used to be a once a year hair cutter. But I got to where I'm about 4 times a year now. I just can't, and I've let it go too long again. So
Well, when I was working, I would go every couple of months, but
yeah, I've been using this hairdresser since Joy was in the 8th grade. She's 42 now, and Joy was her first customer to do an updo. I didn't know she had just started back then, but she'd been at it long enough now that she's professional. But Joy was her first updo. She said she'll never forget it. She's got pictures of it in her portfolio book.
the girl that does our hair, she's been doing ours since my oldest was in grade 7 or 8. No, might have been grade 6.
Right.
Because her middle child, her oldest daughter, and my oldest were in the same grade. So, and they both just turned 30 last year. So it's been quite a while.
Well, my aunt cuts hair, and me and my aunt had a falling out. And my aunt didn't charge me, but it would cost us a $20 gas tank to go. She lived about an hour and 45 to 2 hours away. And we would go up there every so often. She'd cut my hair. But when we had a falling out, I said, I'd rather pay Linda, who does it every once in a while, just do it all the time. So I started going to her full time. So,
Yeah, those pillows are cool too, that made out of shirts.
yeah. I saw one. I don't know if it was for someone who died, but they made the pillow and they left the buttons on it, and they could unbutton it and take the inside out, take it off the way they made it, and they could wash it. So
I think I have one shirt of my dad's, which is still in a Ziploc bag and a bin of keepsakes.
right. So
And my mom's, I have a pair of pajamas of hers that I actually wear still. I have her leather coat.
right. So I'm going to fold this and cut it in half because I ran out. So it's going to be enough. I'm going to make it enough. If I have to, I'll, pull a few of the dark blue ones out, the aqua color, and rearrange them and fill in more of this. Or pray that when I go get my haircut tomorrow, because Hobby Lobby is just 2 more blocks down. Go down there and see if they still got the fabric on sale. If they have it on sale, I'll be all right. I'll buy another bolt. I'll buy another half a yard. So, but I got a pink. This side's not pink, so I got to pink that side. And I don't measure it on this one. I just cut the edge till it's pinked. But you can get picky, and these aren't the best scissors in the world. They're probably 40 years old.
Yeah, those are hard to sharpen.
Yeah, they're hard to sharpen. I'm assuming they're my mother's. If not, they're mine. Because I had some too, but not exactly sure where they got off, which is which. So, and this is not quite even, but if you want to show somebody this, and they're, you really can't tell that some of them are a little bit bigger and off than each other. You know, if one looks up higher than this, sticks out more than another one, just poke it down a little. You know, when you get done, just go back and poke them down a little more. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
I lied. There's only 4 drawers in this. One big one has the tray in it.
Right. But Friday we're gonna test the chips I didn't taste this week. Last week they're a cheddar chip. It's called cracker, but it's cheddar flavor. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna do. I'm gonna open 2 this week.
Yeah, these ones are really stiff.
Yeah, but you don't take off. But just if you're really needing a lot, you don't have much left. You don't take off, but just enough to get it pink.
Yep.
So. Anyway, cut it in half. I got part of it pinked. I'll pink it as I go. I'm just gonna fold it in half and cut it down the middle.
I don't know why these are so stiff.
And you can take your machine oil, or you can even take a little olive oil and rub on them. Now I would use a natural oil, like an olive oil or something. That way it won't go rancid. You ever picked up something that you've oiled and wonder what in the world? It's because the oil was not the proper oil to use. And it made it stink. So,
These are, I think I don't use them that often because these would be a pain in the butt to use to cut a whole bunch of things out.
Well, somewhere in my other room, I've got a bunch of, I've got 2 pair of the children cutting ones, and they're a little bit different. One's more of a scallop than a zigzag. So it really, if that's all you've got, you can use those. You just want something that's not going to let your material unravel.
I had some of those for when I was doing scrapbooking, but mine weren't good, sharp enough to cut material with.
I don't know if these would be or not, but you can get them like you can get pinking shears that aren't just zigzag. So
those are more. There was another pair that one's got a plastic handle. The other pair was all metal, and I don't know where they went to.
Yeah. Well,
that worked a lot easier. There were.
I'm not even halfway around yet, so I'll probably have to get some more of this tomorrow when I go out and see if they got it on sale again. If not, I'll have to pay a little more money. But when you don't buy supplies to do crafts with, but once every 4 or 5 years now, because I've got so much that I probably need to go through what I've got.
You've got a lot of magnets there. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I do. I had more than that, but I got rid of a bunch of them because they were just Dr. So-and-so. We used to get them on our phone books. There'd be a magnet stuck on there advertising something. And if I didn't know the thing. Most of the ones that I've got now are the one I've got. Oh, what's the name of the rest? Pizza Hut up there. It's their number still works, and the rest of them are from travels here and there wherever I went. And then I do have some. Let me show. I'll show you one if it's still here. Where is it? Uh, that one is spam.
Yep.
So I keep things like that. But all those that were just whatever advertisement magnets, I boxed them up and they went to Goodwill because I said, why am I keeping these? I don't use that company. If I use the company, it will stay on my refrigerator.
I have a few like that. Well, I got one from the gas company, but no, our gas is included here. But it has a thermometer strip on the bottom of it, so you can tell what
Yeah.
the temperature is inside. I got one from our vet. I have one from our computer guy. He used to work for Staples, but now he has his own business. So those kind of ones I've kept, but the other ones are just random ones on
Yeah,
my fridge.
I've got my assured comfort on there. But then I've got one these are taquitos. I don't even remember. I got these one when I was demoing in the grocery store. And I've got two or three. I got three of those on the refrigerator. I didn't give them all out. I kept some. I don't remember demoing them, but that's my daughter said that one came from when you demoed in the grocery store because you wouldn't let me buy them because I did. I don't know why we didn't buy them if they were not cheap or they were just something I really didn't think would get eaten enough to buy them.
I have a few random ones on the fridge downstairs. I have another one from Toronto Zoo. I have one from Toronto Zoo up here, but the first one we have from the Toronto Zoo downstairs. I have one of my kids gave me that says something about, is it because I'm the mom?
Right.
I'm the mom and I said so, or something like that on it. There's some other just random ones. My travels are on these two here, and then I've had to start a third one that's just channels, other YouTube channels, because my other boards were getting full.
Yeah, my aunt bought at yard sales when she would see an old ironing board. She would buy the old ironing board and buy the ironing board cover and stick the magnets to the ironing board. She had to hang it in her kitchen.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. But she's also the one that has about 30 Christmas trees up, and once she puts one up, it don't come down. I don't know if it's because she really likes Christmas or lazy. I don't know. But legally, she's not my aunt anymore because my uncle died and she remarried. But when you have her for 20 something years as your aunt and you run into her, you're going to say, hey, Aunt so and so,
Well, it's like my one aunt and uncle have been divorced since my cousin just graduated high school. So
yeah,
she would have been 18 and she's in her mid 50s now. I still call him Uncle Paul. It's like,
yeah,
he's remarried, but he's in his 80s now.
yeah. My aunt who divorced my uncle, I still call. He's dead. He passed on, but when I saw him, but before he got really sick, I still called him my uncle. Can't think of his name right now, but because they were together so long, it's like I had one uncle who, the one that he's passed away, but he was married about 4 times in my lifetime. 6. 2 of them I never met because they only stayed married about a month. And so he was married 6 times. But his first wife, I still called her Aunt Sandra. And then I called the other one my aunt because Aunt Sandra's passed away. But my cousin, I'd go to my cousin and there would be her mom. And I'd say, hey, Aunt Sandra,
So I find a lot though nowadays. Kids don't call their aunts and uncles aunt so and so or uncle so and so.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Or the one channel I watched, the kids calling their parents by their first names, and I'm like, sorry. When my kids come out with that, I corrected them as like, I'm mom to you.
Well, my cousin Donna, who was going to go on the cruise with me, her grandson calls her Donna. That's her name. I said, yeah, but you're her grandson. So I call her Donna.
Well, she's your grandmother. She earned that right. So your respect, you should call her grandma or nana or whatever.
The other kids call her by, I don't know, it's like, I don't know if she's called Granny. She's not called Granny. I think she's called Grandma. I don't know. But they all call her that, but he don't. So I said, oh, well.
Michael Ann was a long name, so when my nieces and nephews were born, well, a family friend that I babysat for, we were watching the movie Goonies, and one of their kids nicknamed me Mikey from Mikey on Goonies. It's like, we're kind of stuck. And then when my nieces and nephews were born, and like Aunt Michael Ann's a lot to say. So it was shortened down to Aunt Mikey. And they still call me, my nieces and nephews still call me Aunt Mikey when they see me. Hey, Aunt Mikey.
Yeah. I've got an aunt that's passed away. Well, both of them, they called me Rock instead of Roxy or Roxanne. And I asked her, I said, why are you calling me Rock when I was little? Because you were no bigger than a rock when you were born. I was small when I was born, they said. I don't know.
Not me. I was 9 pounds.
I think I was 7 pounds.
9 pounds and 9 pounds, 1 ounce, and 21 inches long. Both my kids were 21 inches when they were born, but the oldest was 8'6" and the youngest was 7'3".
Right.
And now they're both about 5'10", 5'11". My oldest weighs in, I'd say in the neighborhood of 150 to 160-ish.
Right.
My youngest is built more like me, so he fluctuates between the 180 to 200, depending how well he's watching what he's eating, which he's been very, very lazy lately. I'm still under 200 though. So.
Yeah. I'm under 200, so I've kept off 20 of the 30.
I hope I still am. I haven't stepped on the scale since just the week after I got back from the cruise, but I'm still fitting in the same clothes, so I know I put some weight back on, but
I'm still fitting in the newer clothes that I bought, the newer size. But I told myself last night, I said, if I don't stop junking, even though I'm getting, like for dinner the other night, all I had was a candy bar. And that, that may be the amount of calories I could have ate in a piece of meat and a bread and, a vegetable or something. But I said, as long as I'm keeping my weight where I can wear the same clothes, I'm not really worried. But I got to.
I'd like to get back down a bit, but sometimes I'm just lazy and I don't feel like cooking. Or they haven't picked up any extra groceries other than, enough to make one meal. And it's like, okay, there's meat, but I got no sides to make with it. I was like, okay, I don't feel like cooking that tonight then if I got nothing to make a full meal with. So I did pick up some little, not TV dinners, they're just microwavable.
Right.
Healthy dinners off and on, but I don't have any of those. I have a chili in there, or I have a couple big things of meat to cook, but I don't feel like I want to keep the ribs for like a Sunday dinner or something. I don't want to do them on a weekday thing because I like doing oven roasted barbecue ribs,
Oh, I love ribs.
and I have to thaw them out, and then they slow cook in the oven for like 3 hours. I don't have any barbecue sauce right now either.
Make homemade barbecue sauce. I was talking with a friend today, and he was telling me tried to tell me how he made his, stuff. And I said, he said, do you know how to cook barbecue? I said, well, if I don't, my grandmother will roll over in her grave. She owned a barbecue restaurant. I learned it from her. She had it for 5 years and was going to keep going. But my granddaddy was hard-headed and stubborn and got mad at a few of the customers. And my uncle said, I think it's time for y'all to retire. Because we can't have the police coming up here every time you open your mouth, Dad. And my granddad was one of he had a business for years, owned a little grocery store. Today it would be a convenience store size, but back then it was a grocery store. And so, you've got her, this was back in let's see, George born in 82. So she closed up the restaurant, and I got married in 79. I think she closed it in 79, 80. Because it was just, you got to watch your P's and Q's. So my granddaddy semi-retired. He'd still go to the mountains, get his apples, and sell them out in front of his house. And he had a great big garden. He'd sell the tomatoes out in front of his house. So he never gave really up. The year he died, he planted the garden 6 times. He kept telling my aunt, you didn't buy me enough seeds. So she went back to the store, and after the third time going on the way to get the third load of seeds, she said, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going. So she went to the store, and back then, he died in 2001. Back then, you could go get a bag of beans for like 50 cents. So she went and got 3 or 4 kinds of beans in the store and planted them. And just about everything he planted 6 times came up. My grandmother said that was the funkiest garden she had had in a long time. But he had dementia. He ended up in the nursing home. It's looking good.
Yep.
I still may run out. I've got more of the light green to cut, but I've only got like 4 or 5 more left. And I've got this little strip to cut, but I've got more of it. So I'm hoping I have enough, but I don't know.
I was just looking to see what Canadian brand barbecue sauces there are. So there's a couple that I do like. So
yeah. I used to know my grandmother's recipe, but I've kind of over the years forgotten it because she was one of those. Sometimes she didn't tell everything that was in it, but I know she put a, gallon of tomato juice. Yeah, tomato juice, tomato sauce, ketchup, barbecue sauce. Ketchup, mustard, vinegar, and lemons. And sometimes, one time she added honey to make it sweet, but most of the time it didn't have honey in it. It was just regular barbecue sauce, not sweet. She might have added brown sugar occasionally, but she kept the recipe the same because when you own a restaurant, you change too much, people aren't going to come back. So, anyway, all right, I got to cut out some more of these other ones. But it's looking good so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I looked up a DIY, somebody would probably tell me exactly how big to make them, how much you need, you
That might
know.
be the point.
Yeah. I didn't look up a DIY because I've made it before, but I just don't remember where I even got. I think my neighbor who's passed away, her name was Cleo. I think I got it, the pattern idea from her house. I'm not exactly sure. Because is that or Miss Camp's house? My other neighbor who passed away, uh, they didn't do it. She didn't do as much crafts.
I
No.
remember seeing people that would take styrofoam balls and take like Christmas fabric and stick it in there and then stick like a pipe cleaner in there to hold it up and make decorations like that too.
Yeah, I've got one somewhere that she made. She would take the material, cut out little squares, and fold it in a certain way, and then take a little your decorative pins
Yep.
and pin them in. But I don't remember how she did it, and if I even know where that ball, Christmas ornament is now, if I still have it.
I think
So
I might have had one when I was younger, but I don't know where half the decorations are now. I think I did get downsides on some of them.
right,
So I have mine and my parents. So I kind of went through. I kept all the glass ornaments that were my mom's, and I kept an ornament. I made sewed little stockings that were stuffed and had all our names on them. I still have those, but mine
yeah.
and my parents.
Well, I've got all my mom's crocheted ornaments she made. I kept all those. And I didn't put them on the tree this year. I did a little bit different tree, but I've got them if I want to do them again. So next year, when the trees start coming out, I know they cost more than the beginning, but I'm going to find me about a 5-foot tree. Right now, if it's got a 4 foot, then I want to put maybe a 5. I'm only 4'9", so I don't want anything too tall. But I do not want a 7 and an 8, 9 foot tall tree like some of our YouTubers have.
No, mine's mine's 6.5 feet, but I have two tall kids. One lives here, one lives a little ways away, and I have the one I call my adopted kid who is 6'5". So they help decorate the tree every year. So they get to do the tall stuff. They get to get the star balanced right,
Yeah.
and sometimes I come back along and look at the tree and going, oh, they got a bunch cluttered over here, but this spot over here is not. So I will go sometimes afterwards and move a few around, but didn't do that much this year. Just a couple moved a couple up because the cat was playing with it.
Yeah. See how many more can I get out of this piece?
Oh, it drove me nuts. How many 4 years now that the cats have been here? So 3 Christmases. They've never climbed up in the tree. They've just laid underneath it. This year, the one cat decided to pee under the tree.
Yeah.
Luckily, the gift she peed on was her mom's.
If it smells funny, it's your cat. Sorry.
I don't know if it was one I was giving her or one my son was giving her. It got rewrapped.
Oh.
Luckily, whatever was inside it was sealed in cellophane or something. Or
Yeah.
something.
I can get 2 more rows out of this light green. So then I'll have enough left if I need to make any. I'll have that much left on the side to make another. If I don't like this bow, to use part of the bow. So
When we moved here, I went through a lot of stuff and downsized. Like my mom did ceramics, so we had a lot of different ceramic things.
yeah.
I got a sailor man that's about 15, 18 inches tall. I still have is over there on top of my cabinet in the hallway. But she had done this great big beer stein thing, and I tried to give it away to family or whatever, and nobody took that. I think I donated that. There was a great big huge owl. It had to be like 2.5 feet tall that she had made. It was huge. I offered it to family, and nobody responded. Nobody responded. And then one of my neighbors said, "Well, no, if family doesn't want it, I'll take it." And I just kind of went, "Well, technically, she's kind of family, my neighbor, because
Yeah.
her husband's dad was my mom's cousin, so
Okay.
it still kind of went to family."
Her husband's dad. Okay. So she's a cousin.
So basically, they were distant cousins. So it still went to family. The only thing that didn't go to family out of because my one cousin took the other ceramic Christmas tree. I kept the bigger one. I gave them the smaller one, and the only thing I sold, but I sold it to a really nice family from the office I worked in. Was she did a little Christmas village.
Uh-huh.
And there's been a couple times after I moved in here, I should have kept that because I could have made a nice little Christmas village on one of the shelves, but oh well. And I gave my aunt the nativity scene
Right.
that she had made. But you never know. I might end up with back someday, or my cousin might end up with it. So who knows?
Well, my brother's getting rid of my mom's stuff, and he said I'm giving it to Goodwill. I said you better not before I get down there. So I hope he didn't get rid of. If he did, he's gonna be one dead brother. Sorry. I mean, I may go through it and find out there's nothing I really want to keep, but I know over the years I gave my mom some bells and angels and things like that. That I want to look and see if I want any of it before it just goes to anybody. And my brother don't. He don't think before the water gets hot. He just does.
Yeah, I'm not gonna end up.
Because this week he asked if he could have my car.
I remember that.
Yeah. I said, just because I don't drive it all the time. He thought I didn't drive it at all because, I don't come down to my mother and see my mother. It's just that I don't drive that far anymore. He's an hour and a half. My mother's an hour and a half away from me.
And you don't drive after a certain time.
I don't drive after. I can't drive right now. It's too dark. So I just said, you better put it off in a box, and I'll be down there when I get down there. So my nephew, the good nephew,
Mm-hmm.
he's coming probably towards the end of March. He's coming, and we're going to go down there and take my mother the recliner from my house, the electric recliner, and we're going to go there and get what my brother's got if he hasn't thrown it away. Because I haven't texted him back after he texted me and asked something else stupid. I told him none of his business on that other question.
Mm-hmm. There was no business.
Yeah, I said none of your business, and so I didn't even think to ask him this week while he's trying to ask me for stuff, and if he put mom's stuff off in the corner or something. He said, "I'm getting rid of the furniture. I hope nobody wants it." I said, "No, I don't think I really want, unless it was a piece of furniture that was around when I was a kid. Yes, but most of this was just stuff normal people buy when they need a couch or something, So I told him I didn't care about the furniture, do whatever, because I didn't remember seeing anything that was from my childhood, because I've already got that piece. I already got the old desk we used to have for us to do our homework on, but we never did our homework on it.
I'll say the bedroom suite I have, except for the bed, because the bed frame broke. But the bedroom suite I have was my parents'. And
Right.
there's two bedside tables, this long, low dresser, and it has a mirror that goes with it, but I don't have the mirror on there. Actually, they're using the mirror in their room for like a full length mirror. And my son has the taller dresser.
Yeah. I have my husband's bed that he slept on as a kid. It was his great grand. I want to say it had to be his great grandmother's. And I've got that. It's an antique bed with a spinning wheel in the headboard.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that. And I've got the bed that my husband's mother, that was ours after she left it here. We used it. But I've got that put away because I didn't want to sleep on a king size bed anymore and something that was his mother's and that it was ours. So I got me just no headboard, new mattress, and what do you call those? Platform beds. But all that is in the shop because things like that, they moved here in 63. So it was probably, I don't know if it was antique when they got it or just something they had.
Oh, the dining room table and three of the chairs I have downstairs in the kitchen where my parents' dining room set they got when we were in Montreal. So I was probably 4.
Yeah.
And it's solid maple. Like the one chair, the rungs underneath broke. One of the cross ones, and then one of the legs broke. So that's why I got rid of that. And then I have 2 chairs that were up in the attic at the house, but I found out they came from the farmhouse where my grandfather was born. How they ended up in our attic, I don't know, but I have those. There are spare chairs downstairs, and the rung was kept popping out on it, but I glued that, and it's working better now. So I would like to find another captain's chair to go with the table and chair, but sad. But
Yeah, I've got one old chair left that was from their dining room set, but that we don't have the table. It went years ago. I don't know what his mother did with it, but my husband had another one, and he said, "Well, let's keep it." Well, I said, "James, look at the bottom of the legs; they're not staying together anymore. Just for you to throw your blue jeans on, let's don't keep it." And he had dementia too at the time, but I found one that was left, and it's probably going to go because it doesn't have anything really to match it, and it might be, I'll have to Google lens it, but I don't think it's really worth anything. You know, like this antique bedroom set that I've got. Yes, it's worth something. It's not going anywhere. But some of the things that did not have, like the bedroom suit, the king size, it didn't have any pattern to it. It was just a frame. It had an oval shape cut out. 3, 1, 2, 3. But it wasn't anything I call spectacular. So not like the one with the spinning wheel on it. Because people would buy that one in a heartbeat. I don't know what it's worth, but one day I'm gonna Google it and see. I've never Google lensed it.
I used to have my great aunts. I think it used to be like my grandparents' dining room set, and it was a good solid table, and then they had a leaf on either end. You would pull out and it cut and lift up, and it would hook, so it would get longer.
Yeah.
And it started falling apart or something for some reason. I think I took it to Goodwill. The chairs to that started falling apart long before that, so I got rid of the chairs. I still have the hutch, like the glass doors, and I still have the buffet. They're downstairs in the laundry room, covered with stuff to keep them safe.
Yeah. Well, see, my mother-in-law's is right there, that piece. It's probably worth something. I didn't get rid of it. The table's down in the shop that went with it. I kept it only because if I didn't keep it, where was I going to put all the china dishes she left me? Where was I going to put it all? So I said, I'll just leave that where it's at.
There wasn't much that went with the dining room set that I have here too, but I gave that away a long time ago, and I'm trying to think of who I gave it to.
Right.
But it was open shelves. It didn't have any doors to protect your stuff that was on the shelves, and then it had 2 drawers and then 2 doors underneath.
Yeah.
But
All right. Is there a match game tonight? Anything tonight from Scott? Or is he on that cruise?
we're on the cruise. I haven't
Okay.
seen anything posted.
That would be at 8:00. So, all right. I've been on an hour and a half. That's what I'm wondering. So, I usually stay on an hour, but I'm having fun talking and cutting out, and I got a few more. I'm hoping I'll have enough, but I don't think I will. So I'm just gonna hope and pray I can find some more.
It's looking good.
If not, I'll add a third color because this was a remnant piece, and I don't know if there's going to be any more remnant pieces there of that. I'll have to take in a piece of it and show her. Say, do you have any more of this anywhere?
Something really close to it. I'll be right back. I have to do a bathroom break.
Okay, no problem. But anyway, you still here, Joe? Would you go on a? Oh, I bet you've gone to Zoom. Miss Terry, you still here? I don't know how some of these. I don't know how Joe can go all of these Zooms all day long. I go to them maybe 3 times a week. When I remember to go to the developer ones, and I come to yours. But if I get a reading every day, it's confusing. So, anyway, I'm hoping I'll have enough to finish. A little over halfway with it. So, and each square is not perfect, but it's mine. It's mine. So, anyway, maybe there'll be people watching this later, But I like crafting. I like crocheting. I don't quilt, but I like doing what I'm doing today. It's been several years, probably 20 years since I made one of these. But it's fun and interesting and different. Yeah, but we'll be on another 5-10 minutes. I was hoping to finish it online, but I won't be able to finish it online. I would be here another hour and a half. So, anyway. Terry, if you're still listening, have you ever been to any of those psychic conventions? I'm serious. If anybody wants to come down and go to a psychic convention with me this summer, I thought it would be cool. So, anyway, don't want to cut this last little bit. I just got a little bit more left to cut and I'm done with cutting it all out. Let's just hope I have enough to finish it. For any of those that are just now showing up, I'll show you what I'm making. I'm making a wreath. You take your material, cut them out into 3x3 squares or 4x4 squares, and you take your screwdriver, punch them in. So I've got just a few more of these squares to cut out, and I'll be out of material. So we're hoping it's enough. And you use pinking shears, or you can use, they have other kind of pinking shears out there now these days. There are scalloped edges. These are zigzag edges. So you don't want to use regular scissors on this because it will ravel too much. Yeah, it will go raveling on you. So, and if I was to take a ruler and measure these now, maybe off a little bit on the side. So if you don't want to try to get them any smaller than a 3x3. If it comes out 3.5 by 3.5, it's not going to make a big difference on these. No, it's not going to make a big difference on them. So all right, I got the rest of it cut out. So we're going to punch until I run out of stuff. And then I'm going to maybe use this bow. I got to cut it and make it a little bit prettier. Cut the edges kind of triangle, maybe, slanted. But I'm going to put that at the bottom, anyway. Back to punching. Now, they do make a tool, if I'm not mistaken, that you don't have to, if you don't have a screwdriver, they do make a tool. A crochet hook won't work. Maybe a knitting needle will work, but a crochet hook won't work. I tried it. It doesn't work it right. But you've got to have something long and pointy. You just push it in. Yeah, just punch it in. That's what I call punch in. Anyway. And there's no rhyme or reason how you put this in, the colors you put it in. You can use all solid, you can use half and half, 3 colors, 4 colors, whatever you desire. This is your wreath. I just try to keep it, every other color, every other one, but if you don't do it that way, it's not going to matter. There is a wrong and right side to the material, but if it's so close that you're not going to notice it and you put it in upside down, the color on a solid piece, it's not going to matter. Now on a variegated piece, like this one is you really can't see it, but it's two-tone colored. So, but if you would like to use the other side, the solid side, go right ahead. This one is like a leaf fine, I don't know, like a stem. That's what I want to say, going up it, little pattern. Anyway. And you just go right next to the one you were at and punch in another one. You try to make sure that if you're doing it and you see part of the the hay straw wreath, just put another piece in and cover it up. You don't want to see the underneath it. So, oh no, I'm halfway, so I may have enough.
Looking
So
good.
I may have enough because I'm a little over halfway now. And so I would say for a 10-inch wreath, I'm hoping that it was a 3/4 and a half. So say a little over, say a yard and a quarter. Well, I don't know. You just gonna have to judge. I've not made one in so long that I wasn't sure how much I needed and all this. So, and if you're doing it and one comes out, like this one just fell out, just poke it back in, and you just got to make sure you put it in there far enough and pull. You know, I guess talking and doing it at the same time sometimes may not work, but no, it's looking pretty good. When you hear that crunching sound in there, that means you've got it in pretty good. So, yeah. But I don't know if anyone's still here. It says I have one person, which I don't know if that one person is you or somebody else. So we're going to give it another 5 minutes or so. Then we're going to say, see you later, folks. Yeah. Now, I did hear Scott say that if they got, if he did a live, I haven't seen it, that he might do a live on the cruise.
I haven't.
They said that the other day.
I haven't seen anything except they did a short one on Monday.
Oh, he did do a short live?
I'm not sure. I think Chris and Liz did a short one on Monday or something, but
okay.
Wasn't very long.
Well, I'm glad Liz I'm glad they got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything but them being live.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all from this morning.
Yeah, but anyway. All right. It's almost 7:45 and it's going to take a while. I thought I could finish it while I was on live, but it takes a little longer than you think, and you can't talk sometimes and craft at the same time. But I left the paper on, and I'm looking underneath it, and it's got some kind of clear thing holding it together, but to keep it from sticking and poking out on your furniture and stuff, leave the plastic on. That's my suggestion. So, yeah, I've got that many left. And let's see how many more of these. I've got a good bit of the other one left. So, I got a good bit of this left. So, we might have enough. We're going to hope. I'm going to hope. If not, I know I can get some more of this blue because it was a big bolt of it. But the other, I don't have a clue if I can get any more of it. So, anyway, all right. Thanks for coming, everyone. We'll see y'all on Friday for Taste Test Friday. More Japanese tasting. And after that, I've still got some other stuff to taste. But there's a couple of things in there that I don't know if it's going to be like the lemon sours or what. But I think it's going to be a sour tasting one. And I do not like sours. So I don't know. We're going to see if I'm going to finish those boxes or not. I might taste something with it, not this weekend, but who knows? When all it says on the back of it, like these 2 chips I'm going to taste Friday, all it says is wheat crackers or wheat chips or so. One of them looks like corn chips, but it's supposed to be cheese flavor. So we're going to see. So everyone, y'all have a blessed day, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks for showing up, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.